Acknowledge there's been mistakes made, but we're taking this meeting very positively. That's all we're asking you to do. We don't want any confrontations, because Peter had said, you know, I have a picket going from Monday. Yeah, we're aware of that, Mr. Malone, yeah. And he said, I'm going to intensify it from next Monday. No, please, boys. Give us breathing space for 3 or 4 days. No picket, no negativity, and we'll have you in before the end of the week. And we accepted on those terms. Peter said, we'll withdraw the picket. There'll be nothing more said about it till we hear from you, and that's the way we left it. Now, Peter, have I articulated the position exactly as it is? Yeah, okay. Right. So we hope we'll be able to update you by next Friday night, and that there will be an improvement in this situation over here. But have no fears, the wall is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Thanks, James. Thanks very much for that. I'm going to pass you over to Gavin, another one of our committee members.
I'll be short and sweet. Massive turnout tonight, once again. We were here 12 months ago, and it's like deja vu. We had Mickey Tumbledy being crucified in Cllr Street, hasn't been addressed. We had James Keenan here tonight on the Bulls Hill, crucified, hasn't been addressed. We have a play park where children can't really go now, maybe in the mornings. Everybody's not turning up for nothing. We're all here because of all legitimate concerns, and we want them addressed. We're not second-class citizens anymore, people. We don't want to live in the ghetto. And we're going to see people leaving the area. There's already houses up for sale this last few weeks, and we don't want that. We want to live in peace. And you know what? It's a basic human right to live in peace. That's all we want. We're all out working hard. We're around our children to the best of our ability. And we're here in big numbers tonight because it's becoming a no-go area. People are feeling worried about going to mass. With buses up there where people urinating, pulling their trousers down. With Glen steps, with Cllr Street steps. With a park that's not really used by children anymore. And it's not acceptable. And we're now going to ask the powers to be to step off the mark, because it's just not going to be allowed to happen. And we don't want to be coming here every 6 months, every 12 months. We want equality. This big word equality. What about equality for the people of Ballybot and Barcroft? Can we have it? Can we be left to live in peace? Can we take our children into the parks? Can elderly people go over to a shop without being intimidated by gangs going buck bad? And we do have to emphasise the fact that this isn't, you know, a figure of our imagination. This is happening. The very fact that there's so many people here tonight tells you there's a serious problem in our area. There's always a serious problem in our areas, but we live here and we're going to step up the mark. We're not going to sit idly back and allow ourselves to be overrun. It's not going to happen. It might happen elsewhere. We can't speak for anybody else, but you know what? We're going to have a zero tolerance approach. We're going to be allowed to live in peace. End off. And whatever we have to do, we'll do it. And most importantly, what I would say this evening, we're all going to have to work together. We're all living here, myself, Aine, people in our committee, and we're putting a hand of friendship out tonight to everyone, the council, the councillors, all the community groups. We want to work with this. We want equality. We want to be able to go on the committees and do things which is positive for the community. We don't want to be discriminated against as a committee. We want equality, and we want to work hard for the betterment of everyone. No matter who they are or where they're from, we want to make this place better. And you know what? We're going to do our utmost best.
Thank you for all of that, Gavin. Thank you very much. Well done. I'm going to pass it over to Micheal Savage, one of the local councillors. Michael's been very proactive with us for a long time, and especially this week, getting stuff sorted.
Thanks, folks. Just want to pay tribute to Gavin and all the team here, and to James and the people who've done a lot of work over the last number of weeks. I just want to update you on what has been done over the last sort of 48 hours. There has been an issue, as we know, in Cllr Street. Mickey and that has been speaking to me about it. I've had assurances from the housing executive that all the overgrown area in Cllr Street will all be cut back now for the autumn time, and it'll give us time and space to see what we're going to do in relation to give people an alternative in that area rather than having to hang about with nothing to do. Just in relation to you'll have noticed this morning that Paul Kelly had the tractor out this morning with the hedge clippers against it, the hedge cutter. That was to cut the thing back that we saw, that we're able to see how thick the density is between the mature trees. The plan is to bring a contractor in. We talked about doing it from a community basis, but people with chainsaws and lack of insurance doesn't work. So we're looking to get the funding to bring in a contractor to cut back the bushes and the brambles that have become so thick they're nearly the width of baseball bats. And that all has to be cut back and taken away. And the plan would be that we leave the mature trees, clip them back, but we expose the bank so that there's no place really to hide or cover there for people to get involved in antisocial behaviour or feel that they can do it undercover. And on top of that, we will look to see if the community groups and the community associations here and residents associations can work together, maybe with the youth of the area, to maybe plant that area out and maybe put planters in that in and make it a more sort of positive area for Dorns Hill, and in particular at the back of Raymond Kelly Park. We've only got started on it this week. It's been taken seriously. The problem is that DFI, which owns that plot of land, have absolutely zero money in their environmental budget. So I'm having to work, and I approached both the council and the PCSP this morning because there is a social order issue with it, and the PCSP have assured me that their money will be made available from their pot for it, and the council environmental side have said they'll go off and look at it to try and match it. So once we get the money together to bring a contractor in, somebody like Sean Murray and the people who do that work for the council, we'll try and get that cleared, and now's the best time of year to do it, because whenever the leaves come off, we'll get a good handle on what branches and all need to be clipped back. But that's the plan, and that's what we've been doing with DFI over the last sort of 48 hours in particular to try and get things moving. You'll know I've been pushing at this for the last 6 months, and at the end of the day, there is another issue and another problem related to this. We have to provide outlets for our young people. We don't have it in this area, and it's a shame. It's a crying shame, and there's an obligation on us as councillors, as a council, and as a DEA and as community groups to try and address those problems. And I think instead of trying to second guess what young people want, it's time we sit down and talk to them and ask them what they would like to have and give them an input into what they need to do here. And I also believe there's been good work done with Kerry Morrow and some of the community groups in relation to trying to come up with an outreach programme whereby some of the elderly residents in the area get to meet and have conversations with their young people. So that builds mutual respect, that the old people are able to see where the young people are coming from, and the young people start to understand the trials and difficulties that some of the older people living in this area have. And they have a right to peace, and so have they have a right to live their lives as well, the young people. I met 14 kids here one evening. I got a report to come down, and there was a bit of activity going on. And when I sat down on those steps with those 14 young people, all they were saying to me was, "We're bored stupid, we've nothing to do. What do you expect?" So that's a challenge to us, as parents, as community representatives, to do something for them and try to give them a different outlet. And I know there's been some activity in relation to the Friday night football and that, but we need to do more than that. And I think that over the coming weeks and months, the challenge to our community, and I would make this appeal, that all the community groups in this area finally find a way to come and work together. I think we have great people, we have great foundry set up in this area, and I think everybody should focus on the one common thing, doing good for the community. And I think over the coming months we should be working towards that, and I certainly will give you an assurance that I'll be working hard along with my other council colleagues to make sure that funding is made available to try and tackle these problems. And I have spoken to the police in relation to the way they've handled certain things here. I sit in the PCSP, and I'm happy to ensure that reporting figures and all are reported properly. Use me as the conduit to report it to police, because I don't think the figures that are actually reported, resemble what's going on the ground. And to be honest, that's the only way that I can get things done in relation to the recorded figures all the time. So if there's issues going on, report them to me, and I'll make sure that they're reported through and they're recorded properly, and that the thing's taken seriously. We don't have this crowd here tonight just for the crack. There are issues and there are problems. But I can tell you what, this is a fantastic community. There are brilliant people in it, prepared to put their shoulder to the wheel and do the best they can for the people they represent. And I'm happy to be here to help them, encourage them, and make sure that we get the funding to make sure whatever needs to be done is done. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Is there anybody else who wants to say something about the community, or? Go ahead, yeah. Sorry, what's your name?
Hello everybody, my name is Wan Li Cui. I come from China. I just been here for about 2 weeks, and I'm working here for the friendship between my country and Northern Ireland. I'm working as a teacher in the primary schools around Newry. I teach Mandarin Chinese to the primary school students, and my daughter will learn English here. So I just come from Belfast after my training. When I take a bus to go around the city or walking around the road and from Belfast to Newry, I see that the country, the Belfast, the Newry, now everywhere is green, fresh air, and so beautiful here. But when I try my best to rent a house here, this is my house rented. I just live here for 3 days. Every day I see that while I'm here, because there's a park here. You see that we live in this community. It's convenient for the kids to play here. But when I was here, I see so many teenagers. It's different from my own country. The students about 13 years old to 18 years old will try their best to study and try their best to get high scores in their high school, middle schools to go to the college, and they have no time to play. But it's different here. But in my opinion, Newry, Belfast, Northern Ireland is one of the most beautiful and convenient, and that should be the best place in the world. But even though there are some places like this, please make this place is good for the kids to play, is good for the peoples to live here, is beautiful to see, and is beautiful, is clean, and make it better and better. I think something should be done for the teenagers here, and there are something for the teenagers to do here, because it's a place anybody can be here. Yes, they have rights, but the teenagers should make it clean. Please do not throw rubbish. Please do not smoking in front